All right, so this is the end of the previous one where we did the wrap and the padding. So this is already done. This is a short leg posterior splint. So we got the stockinette and the Weber long. So the next thing we're going to do is measure for our splint. I use 5-inch width on these. So we go from about the metatarsal phalangeal joint crease and measure up to the back of the knee, and the splint's going to go to about 2 inches below that, so right about there. So he's going to be 22 1/4, somewhere in there. So you just pull out your 5-inch splint. You're going to measure this 22 1/4. If the last person put it away right, it'll be folded up in there. So here we go, 22 1/4. It's going to put us about right there. And you're going to cut this off. These are great scissors. Before you move on, you want to put this back on so you don't waste your splinting material. That's a really important step. Do not mess this part up. So I just take my fingers and fold that like that. Oxygen will make that set, so you don't want to seal that real tight, just like that. So we're done with that. Come over here, we're going to turn on the warm water, because if you use cold water, it's going to take longer to set. So we use warm. If you want to just quickly eyeball this and make sure it's the right length, you can do that. So there we go. Looks good. It's already warm. We're going to go both sides. Get it good and soaked. And you can give this a gentle squeeze here, put it in the towel, and roll it up. And then give it a real good hard squeeze. You don't have to get all the water out, just get most of it. Come over here. One thing you gotta be careful about, these ends. You don't want that sticking up. You can kind of stretch that stuff over it. And you can do that on both sides. So make sure the ends are covered up. And don't be afraid to use the patient. So he can reach down and hold this top part for me. So reach down here and hold that right there, yeah? Sometimes, you know, you can have mom help, or right now my videographer is tied up, but he would be a great help. Just make sure the toes are exposed there. This is a 4-inch ace wrap. That's perfect size for this. You just kind of wrap as you go here. And as I'm wrapping, I'm kind of conforming that. See that? Just kind of give it a little pinch there at the ankle. Make sure his ankle is at 90 degrees. He's holding it in perfect position for me, because I've already prepped him. And he listened. And we'll probably need another ace wrap, but you just work your way up, and don't wrap it tight. I'm basically just laying this on. That's really important. You overlap by about halfway. So we get up to here. And let's just say, for example, I'm too tall up here. All you have to do, if you're too tall, you go ahead and let go, bud. You can just pull this down. That's perfectly fine if you want to. Pull this down over it, like this, and you finish wrapping. The reason I'm moving kind of fast is because this stuff starts to set. So you don't want to go too slow, and then you end up setting before you're ready. Okay, so that's done. And then the last thing I'm going to sit here and talk about is splint care instructions. Don't get this wet. Don't stick anything down inside here to itch it. Those are kind of the most important things. And I can hold him at 90 degrees here while it sets. So you want the short leg, you want 90 degrees of dorsiflexion, and make sure he's not inverted or everted. So about right here is where you're holding it. Okay, that's your short leg posterior splint.